everywhere, and managing it all can be tough, including when it comes to children and teens. Still ahead, we're on your side with the importance behind parental controls.
NBC and Peacock.
Now on 12 News Midday, we're talking about the importance behind parental controls and why they can be crucial in a child's development. That's why we have social media expert Marcy Thornhill here with us to discuss this. Can you just tell us a little bit about what parental controls really are?
Sure, absolutely. So parental controls provide a way for parents to ensure a healthy balance for their children between the use of social media and technology and just having an active, healthy child life. So the controls will allow parents to manage how their children interact with different applications, systems, and also just being a kid. Yeah.
And so is there any certain age where parents should kind of have this discussion with their child?
Absolutely. Just like any other discussion we have with our children regarding drinking and driving or safe sex, right? We want to make sure that we talk about our children at the time we give them a device. So if they're a toddler and they're getting a tablet and iPad, probably not the right time.
Right.
You have more control at that point. But as they move into pre-adolescence, elementary, middle school, you want to make sure that you establish the rules of engagement and talk about the parental controls and establish those really on a device before you give it to them.
And so if this starts at an early age, how does this help as teens get older and they develop?
Well, I think it establishes boundaries. If you do it on the front end very early, it's going to establish those boundaries so children know how far to go. Don't go out into the street. You're establishing healthy boundaries until they're mature enough to take the next step to the curb, or maybe take the next step to walk in the street. So it's going to help them to understand the growth and not giving them everything at one time. Have a free for all and you do what you want. No, let's take some baby steps here.
And for parents who may not know, how easy is it to set up these controls on devices and platforms?
Absolutely. So if you look at like your iPad or if you have an Android, I'm an Android user.
Apple iPhone.
Okay. So between those two, if you go into your settings, you have parental controls, you have the analytics behind that. So it gives you the place to set up those parental controls, whether it's based on age, it can be based on the time of the day and the duration in which you want them to have access. You can also go into your Wi-Fi settings at home. So if that doesn't work, you can establish those controls at home. I know I did for my children. I set up where the Wi-Fi would turn off at 9 p.m. So whether they had their device or not didn't matter. So you want to make sure you cover both bases. Also understanding what your options are when you purchase a device. Ask the store, maybe look into it, do your research. There's lots of videos to help you. So I say take control now, and it's not too late. If you've given the reins, you can reel it back in a little bit.
And for parents, how do they have this conversation with their child? I know it could be difficult. I'm young. If my mom told me that she was cutting the Wi-Fi off at 9, I'd be like, what? So how can you do that?
I think establishing trust. Talking to them about how it helps them. What does it mean to them? Why should they care about being safe online? Talking about long-term impact to their reputation, ability to go to college or get certain types of financial aid, just different things like that. What are the consequences of certain behaviors on these applications? Financial impact. Talk to them about credit. Even young, they understand how to use a parent's credit card.
That's so true.
So they need to understand the consequences of using applications. Say, charge to my mom's card. What does that really mean?
All good information, Marcy. Anything else you think our viewers should know before we go?
I would definitely suggest that parents that you look into different applications, things like Bark or Net Nanny that'll help you with the analytics, help you to manage their screen time and understand their behaviors so you can have more intentional conversations.
Well, Marcy, we thank you for being here. And of course, we always thank you for the good information now. 11:48 now, we're going to send things over to Caroline with another look at our weather.
All right, we had a